Terrell Suggs won Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2003, then won Defensive Player of the Year in 2011. He's one of just 3 edge rushers ever to win both awards, along with Nick Bosa and Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor. The legendary Terrell Suggs joining us now. We look ahead to Thursday's opener, a matchup of 2 teams you just so happen to win Super Bowls with. That's pretty cool. We're so glad to have you here. You've got a couple Super Bowl trophies behind you. We noticed that. You're part of a lot of great defenses, Terrell. Baltimore had one last year, but they went through so many changes this offseason. What needs to happen for them to be a top unit in the league once again?
To be a top unit in the league, man, you definitely got to get after the passer. You know, it's a passing league now. So, you know, it's time for, you know, those edges to kind of make their presence known. You know, last year they were talking about, you know, Roquan and Patrick Queen and, you know, all the DBs. And now it's time. I mean, they did good getting after, because they lost some pass rushers. So it's time for our young guys, you know what I mean, 99 of them to get going.
My brother Sizzle, it's so good to see you. I knew he was going to start talking about pass rush first, by the way.
Well,
look, man,
of course.
Last year, AFC Championship, I picked Baltimore to win it. I thought they were the best team in the NFL. And this lightning rod that always consistently revolves around Lamar. You were in the limelight when you were in Baltimore. Talk about the pressure of being the face of a franchise in Baltimore, but also, what do you think it's going to take for these guys to get over the hump, and him in particular?
Well, you know, the pressure first and foremost, because Baltimore, that's a straight blue-collar city. And if you don't play well, you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about it throughout the week. And, you know, it definitely affects us. You know what I mean? When the Ravens are winning, the crime in the city goes down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So it's like, to be the face, man, you know what I mean? It's a tremendous honor, but if you don't play well, you're going to hear it. So they got to continue to play well. And as far as, you know, getting over the hump, you know what I mean? We can't just rely on 1 or 2 players. It's got to be a team. Everybody's got to be, you know, pot committed, so to say. Everybody's got to be a Super Bowl or bust. You know what I mean? It's like, as we clearly learned, teams change every year. You know what I mean? You're not going to have the same team you had the year before, you know. So when it's your time to when you're the best team, you better punch your ticket, because championships are guaranteed. You know, the days are long, but the years are fast. And, you know, your window of opportunity for winning the Super Bowl, it will rapidly close on you. So every man on that roster, it can't just be, you know, MVP Jackson kind of, you know, trying to lead the team. Everybody is kind of like, all right, put it on themselves to kind of get over the hump.
Hey, T. Suggs, in 2011, when you won the Defensive Player of the Year, is there a game that stands out late that season where you secured that Defensive Player of the Year award?
Well, any games against the black and yellow are pretty good. You know what I mean?
I think it was against me, Terrell. It was against me. You had 4 sacks to end that season. So I don't even like I remember being like, yo, this guy had 4 sacks. He just won Defensive Player of the Year. And I remember, I promise, we went into the game plan. I was like, yo, are we doing anything for Suggs specifically? They were like, nah, we're just going to try and block him one-on-one. Oh, great. So this was the one.
That didn't go well.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
4 sacks.
4 sacks. I don't know, man. I don't know. We were just getting after it, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't think I was going to win it. I was really just trying to win the Super Bowl, man. Yeah. You know, that's what we lined up. Every time we show up at training camp, it's like, yo, this is our year, you know. But every team thinks that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just so happen to have a big year, be on the championship team. What's up?
Sizzle, you wasn't doing nothing but rushing a shade tree. He was going to be standing right there as soon as you came around the edge, bro.
I had some picks that year, too. I got picks. I got everything on the resume. I got picks.
There were a couple fumbles in there, too.
All right, let me move on to a real question now. Let me move on to a real question.
You know, we got to play the complete game in Baltimore.
Real question. You played against all-time greats. Peyton Manning, Michael Vick, dynamic. Obviously, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, played with both these guys. Specific to Patrick, Did you see in your time in Kansas City this level of greatness from Patrick Mahomes? Did you expect this?
Yeah. Yeah. The guy had it. The guy, he loves football. Like, when I got to Kansas City, I saw why the two teams clashed. Because we were the same locker room. You know what I mean? It was a bunch of guys who loved football. And, like, he was having so much fun playing football. He, like, even lined up on scout teams sometime to just kind of just play. You know what I mean? Like I saw the greatness, and I was like, when I first got there, it was asking me, you know, Matt Judon called me, said, yo, is he really like that? And it's hard for me to give you for me to give props, you know, especially to a quarterback. And I was like, yeah, he's really like that. Like, the guy just loved football, man. And, like, we was out there, you know, Chris Jones and myself and Frank Clark, just guys who love to play football, man. And I can't forget five, you know what I mean, Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, you know what I mean, on the back end. You know, he had, you know, kind of a fire, kind of just like Ed Reed. Them guys from Louisiana special, man. And like it was very similar. It was very similar. Like I get goosebumps like talking about it. Like the two teams are very similar, man. And it was just like, I see why we clash with them all the time.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, when you list off even all those names, it's like, it's pretty obvious why they won Super Bowls. Okay, this is the first year that you will be eligible for the Hall of Fame. What's your message to the voters out there?
Hey, man, just look at the resume, man. I got everything on there. Picks on there, like I said, like I just told Swagoo, I got picks, I got forced fumble, I got fumble recoveries, I got touchdowns. And not to mention, you know, 2 Super Bowl rings shouldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I just, like I said earlier in another interview, I just hope I get my nod, man. You know. Hey,
I wish I was a voter.
No-brainer.
We're all voting for it. It is. It's a 100%
no-brainer.
100% no-brainer. And by the way, Dan will be your presenter because I think he had a slight hand in some of those great moments for you. And thanks so much to Terrell Suggs for joining us here. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you around soon for sure.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all, man. Be good, man.